Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live stream, live from Michigan, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually, a little late tonight, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. There's a lot of news to talk about tonight, so I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. I'm going to show you how to find a wallet that you may have lost on your ledger, or that you have removed from your ledger live. So I'm going to do that tonight. Let's see, I got some other good stuff I'm going to do tonight. We're going to buy some Bitcoin, of course, and I would like to set up a Binance Smart Chain wallet for you guys tonight and show you how to connect to some of these Binance Smart Chain DeFi sites. Much faster, much cheaper than using the Ethereum blockchain and Uniswap and SushiSwap, blah, 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 and all that other stuff. All right, let's get going. Oh, woefully unprepared am I for this. You can do it. I knew you could. Right. The camera was off, though. The secondary camera was off. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. I'm here in the lair with the rig and the green screen and all that good stuff. Sorry I'm running late tonight. You'll never guess what happened. Scott, you're going to love this one if you're here. Is Scott here? I don't see Scott yet, but he'll probably rewatch it. So we got this beautiful roast, ribeye roast at Meyer. It was in the freezer. I had taken it out to thaw last night. It was wonderful. I got home. I had everything planned this afternoon. I turned on the oven. I spiced it all up, put it in the roasting pan, told Alexa to set the timer for 2.5 hours, and then went downstairs. I was on the computer for a while. And then around 3:15 or whatever, I go upstairs and we're talking, and I look over and I say, I forgot to put the roast in the oven. It was like in the pan on top of the stove. And so I put the roast in the oven. We set the timer for 2.5 hours. And then I was like, dude, I'm going to miss dinner. So I rescheduled the live stream for an extra half hour later. I don't know. I put it up there so everybody that joined up could see that I was going to start a little later tonight. But we usually start this thing at 6. Anyway, for those of you who are not usually here, you're probably wondering what I'm babbling about. It's good to have everybody here. I'm going to use my 4K screen tonight. I've increased the size of my browsers, so we should be fine. Let's see if we get that straight. Let's pop out chat. I'll move you guys over. A lot of people already here tonight, of course. I've got a question from RT Lowry about ADA and how you can send it. Yori will not let me. Will not let you. That's one of my favorite tech support issues. I used to work at a computer store back in the 90s, in the early 2000s. And people would be on the phone and they'd be like, it's not letting me print. And I'd say, what do you mean it won't let you? I just love that. It won't let me. Okay. It's in your way, right? Not a scam, one dad to another. Not a scam. Yeah, those are some loaded words there. But anyway, I will get to your question. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Yay. A lot of people here. I'm having trouble keeping up these days. Having trouble keeping up with all the comments on my channel. The best I can do is kind of like try to answer, all of the comments that are on my videos that I'm posting, but I get comments from videos I posted like 3 years ago and stuff. So it's just an avalanche. But I am going to try to get to everybody's question. First thing we'll do is I'm going to throw up my email. I should put that in the description, actually. I think I will. Beep-a-deep-a-dop. I'm going to go ahead and throw it up in here. Before we get too much further, I would like to say that there are a lot of goodies in the description down below. CryptoDad's email. Ask your questions. Boy, that's a good one. Boy, they're going to kill me with this one. I got a lot last week because I posted... why is this not asking me to save this? This is weird. Okay. Huh. Usually it should save. Cannot save until errors are resolved. Okay. Oh, I know what the error is. There's too many. It's too long. Okay. So let's take this out. Whoops. I know. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I just like too much going on these days, right? All right, there we go. All right, so my email is in the description. I just threw it out. If I do not get to your question, please either leave a comment after the video live stream is over. Then you'll be able to leave comments. I will respond to those. I get a lot of comments in the live stream after the fact. And the next day, I usually go through the live stream and answer those. So, you know, be patient. Shoot me an email. A lot of people sent me emails this week, and I haven't had a chance to answer them all. So I'm just one dude. So anyway, we've got my Ledger affiliate links. These are not discount links. Someone mentioned it last week. Unfortunately, they're not discount links. They just take you to their site. Occasionally, I do get discount links, which Ledger rewards me with occasionally. I had one around the end of last year. It has expired, but when they give me new ones, I will let you know. When they come out with new promotions, they'll usually give me like a discount affiliate link code. But these are just regular old, you know, sign up, you know, through my affiliate link. I appreciate it. It helps support me and the channel. And then we've got the crypto.com. We'll use crypto.com a little bit tonight. iOS-based cryptocurrency exchange where you can buy, sell, trade, hold, stake cryptocurrency, and you can liquidate onto your Visa card and spend your crypto in the real world. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. That's one of the big stories. So, and this is a card that I've been talking to you guys about for a long time. It is, you know, a Visa card that is tied to a crypto exchange. And Visa's big on that lately. There's a big story about that. We'll cover that. We've got Kraken, Coinbase, BINANCE US, Brave Browser, all the other good stuff, Mastering Bitcoin, the book, all that great stuff. And of course, links to all the news stories that we're going to cover tonight. So let's jump in to the news real quick. Bitcoin price chart shows Elon Musk pump was an outlier. I guess it was Thursday morning when he added the hashtag Bitcoin to his profile and Bitcoin pumped. I guess it was, I think it was Thursday morning or Friday morning. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, Bitcoin went up. And it was flirting with like 38,000. Although I follow Bitcoin's price pretty closely. I check it on my phone periodically throughout the day. And Bitcoin was already up from around 30. It had gone from like 30-ish up to around 34-ish. And then he tweeted that and it popped up even higher. So there was already some upward momentum building. So when you looked at the charts and the percentages are based on 24 hours before the time, right? So if you see a price that says Bitcoin is 38,000 up 10%, it means up 10% from exactly 24 hours before. So part of that 10% that we saw Bitcoin go up after Elon Musk's tweet was part of that upward momentum that we were already experiencing, right? Although some people may have somehow actually timed it from the moment he tweeted to the moment it hit its Elon Musk high, right? But it was kind of a fluff. It was kind of a nothing burger non-event. It popped up and quickly went back down again. So it was kind of, whether or not he had anything to do with it, I'm sure he did. It was a big deal that Elon Musk is putting hashtag Bitcoin in his Twitter profile. But Bitcoin was already on upward momentum. So technically, I guess, it really wasn't ready to break out, but it did get a little bump from him, and then it came back down. Bitcoin's been in a holding pattern for the last couple of weeks, which is fine with me, right? It's broken its 3-year all-time high of 20,000. It's established itself well above that. It cracked 40. It was like 42 in early January, and now it's been like fluctuating between 30 and 35, whatever, maybe 37 for the last couple weeks, which is fine, right? Let it rest, let it, eat some Wheaties and get ready to go. All right, so this is just talking about the charts of Bitcoin. I added my own analysis, if you call it that, to this, which isn't much. Let's just move on to the next news story. Let's see where we are. Here. See, now I can't find them because I've got my... Okay, here we go. This is the big story I wanted to talk to you guys about. Visa reaffirms commitment to crypto payments and fiat on-ramps. Visa as a company has a lot of power. They can demonetize anyone, right? They can, a lot of websites, WikiLeaks comes to mind, were demonetized by the big payment processing firms, Visa, MasterCard, and that's why they turned to Bitcoin. This was several years back, but it just kind of shows the power that Visa has. And here we are now when Visa has become crypto friendly now. And so they're getting involved in a lot of cards that are linked to crypto accounts. And I mentioned crypto.com. That is one that I've been using for a couple years now. They're a partner of mine on this live stream. It's a great card. And there's a lot of new companies that are coming out with cards now. I think BINANCE US said that they've got a card coming. I just got my Swipe card in the mail today. That was pretty exciting. I had almost forgotten about it. Now these are both debit cards, right? They are not credit cards. They do not check your credit, right? Someone asked me about that. They said, are they going to ding my credit when I apply for this card? And I said, no, they don't check your credit. They, with crypto.com, they basically just look at the amount of CRO that you have staked, right? And then you can't spend anything until you actually load it onto the card, right? So it has nothing to do with your credit, but it spends like any old Visa card, right? So, but Visa made a big announcement in their earnings call on Thursday where they're going to be more involved in crypto, and this can only be good for all of us. It's great stuff. I invite you to check out this article, and I don't want to talk about the news too much tonight. Let's see here. Okay, the story that I can't ignore, of course, the SEC is looking into the Robinhood's handling of the GameStop trading. Now, a lot of people are looking at this from two different directions, right? There's the mainstream people like on CNBC and the big establishment people are like, hey, these Robinhood traders have gone too far. They're abusing the system. They need to be regulated. The SEC needs to do something, right? That's the narrative that we're hearing, right? They're calling it stock manipulation, right? But the definition of stock manipulation is basically whatever the SEC says it is, right? They allow large corporations and hedge funds to basically manipulate stock prices, through their media mouthpieces and through their huge buys and sells and their shorts and all this other stuff. So, whether or not these Robinhooders are manipulating the stock market, it's just a matter of opinion in my view, right? But if you're not aware, there's a group on Reddit called Stock Market. What is it called? Stock Market something. I forgot what. Wall Street Bets. Okay. So they all get together and they talk about, okay, let's get this stock. Let's go after it because it's being shorted. And, they buy enough of it to bring the price up to where it becomes a short squeeze. And then the big brokers have to cover their shorts and buy more. And that makes the price go even higher. and then that squeezes the shorts even more, and then more people are piling in. So basically, it's kind of sticking it to the man in a way, right? The hedge funds are being beat at their own game, and then some people are looking at they're treading lightly though, right? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic. People are hurting financially from the lockdowns. And for everyone to pile on to these guys that have their stimulus checks and they're buying stocks with them is going to look bad, right? It's not a good look for the establishment to be like pouncing on these, these kids that are, beating the hedge funds at their own game. So Robinhood basically cut them off, right? Told them they couldn't buy any more of these stocks that they're goosing, and then took a step back, and then took a step forward. First they said, okay, now we're going to let you buy them, and then they came out and said, well, but you can only buy one share, and a bunch of them already had plenty of shares, so they're stuck, right? They can't go forward or back. I guess they can sell them if they want, but they don't want to sell them, right? They want to buy more and keep the price pumping, right? So anyway, the SEC is saying, we're going to take a look at what Robinhood is doing to these traders. These individual traders should have, they should not disadvantage investors or otherwise unduly inhibit their ability to trade certain securities, right? Okay, we're looking out for the little guy, right? Yeah, we'll see, all right? But anyways, very interesting story. But really the piece of the story that I'd like to focus on is that what we're seeing happen here is kind of a rebellion of the little guy against the big Wall Street firms, right? In a way. Or we're seeing a populist revolution against the one percenters, the powers that be, right? The guys that are holding the reins, are with our numbers. I'm going to say I'm not in the stock market or anything, but with the numbers, their numbers, they are using their collective power against Wall Street, right? But the thing that is as important to us as people in the crypto community is that they're going to discover very quickly that using centralized services is not a good way to stage a populist rebellion, right? Because there's a spigot there that can be turned off and on very quickly. And Robinhood has just shown that, boom, now you can't buy GameStop anymore, right? And so then they switched to Doge the other day, which was perplexing in my mind. Doge is a joke coin, as far as I know. I don't know that much about it, except that it's a joke coin. Was created as a joke. So we saw a spike in Doge, and we saw a spike in XRP today, of all things, right? XRP was up like 70% earlier today. It's just crazy, right? But not only are they on the centralized trading platform, Robinhood, and some others, they're also on a centralized community board, Reddit. That's centralized, right? Somebody controls Reddit. Reddit is not a decentralized message board. It's, it's got curators. It's got centralized servers, and what I'm sure they have more than one, right? But they can turn that one off too. And as far as I understand, there were some limitations put on that group as well. They made it go private or whatever. So what we need to take away from this as crypto people, and here you can see they suspended crypto purchases, instant buys, right? So, but there's a great article here that I'll share with you that's down in the description below, an analysis of what's going on here is that crypto industry execs are talking about, we need a decentralized platform for this kind of thing, right? There was one little quote in here. I think it's clear. It's a clear indication of how broken and fundamentally rigged the traditional financial system is, right? And the Wall Street the WSB people, which is the Wall Street whatever, is that the name of the group? Did we figure that one out? Wall Street bets. Okay, so the WBS people are also likely to move to Bitcoin next as they realize it's the only thing that can't be turned off, right? There's the crux of the biscuit. You can't turn Bitcoin off, right? You can turn off Reddit, you can turn off Robinhood, but you can't turn Bitcoin off, right? Now, I would like to say that apparently they have been pushing some people in the direction of crypto. I wouldn't put a lot of stock into this, right? Don't try to ride these pumps. It's really, I mean, you can do what you want with your money, but riding these pumps like Dogecoin. Dogecoin is basically a worthless coin anyway, and just because a bunch of people are piling into it, it doesn't mean it's a good buy, you know? It's not going to keep going up. And it's really an antithesis to what they were doing before, because before they were pumping stocks that were known to be shorted, right? Because it's a public stock, you know, they could see that large hedge funds had big short positions. We don't know that anybody was shorting Dogecoin or XRP. We know XRP was down quite a bit and was had some problems, but these were kind of, I don't want to call XRP a dead-end coin, but let's just say, I'll just go ahead and say it. They were these are dead-end coins that people were piling into over the last couple of days. Not really the best way to invest your money in. Like, you want to put something into a new technology like Bitcoin, and that's why I don't go into the stock market. I think the stock market is totally rigged, has nothing to do with the value of the company. Companies are buying back their own stock with money that they're borrowing for free, and they're pumping their prices up way beyond their valuations. The stock market is basically gambling in my eyes. More power to you if you want to get into it. But to me, crypto, and they always say, the big guys say crypto is worth nothing, it has no underlying value, and it's just Ponzi scheme and only for the next foolish buyer who's willing to pay more. That's all a bunch of, they're talking about themselves when they say that, right? Methinks thou doth protest too much, right? They're actually talking about their own rigged system when they criticize Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a breakthrough technology in cryptographic, mathematics, right? Public-private key cryptography was only invented and made possible in the 1970s. It's a nascent technology with real-world applications. The killer app so far is Bitcoin, but as we see with all these other cryptocurrencies and DeFi and decentralized finance, buying, borrowing, lending, staking, liquidity pools, insurance, the possibilities are just endless, and these are all decentralized, right? So that is where I tend to invest my time and effort in a nascent technology, right? All right, I've babbled long enough. I think I have one more story for you guys before I jump into questions. Oops. Let's see here. We got one more. Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out that XRP is pumping today. One of my least favorite cryptocurrencies. All right, so a lot of questions. I'm probably missing a lot of questions here. I'm going to go up to RT Lowry. All right, I've got my Ledger device here. All right. I want to talk a little bit about, you guys know that I'm a big advocate of the Ledger because it is a way to store your private keys offline, right? It is a cryptocurrency wallet. But the Ledger device, the actual piece here, this little black thing that I'm holding in my hand, is just one piece of the wallet. It's really not the wallet. It is the keychain of the wallet, right? I get a lot of people that and rightly so, because Ledger gives them the same idea that they think their crypto is in this thing. It is in a way, but not literally, right? The crypto is not in the Ledger device. A lot of people ask me, how much Bitcoin will this thing hold? And I'm like, it doesn't really hold the Bitcoin. There's no limit to the amount of Bitcoin that you can hold in this thing. The only limitation is the blockchain and the total amount of Bitcoin out there, right? Your crypto is always on the blockchain, which is a decentralized ledger that's out there on the internet. You could be running a node yourself, but there are multiple nodes out there, and that is the ledger that contains all of the information, the transaction history, the balances, all that stuff is out there. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. All right. So anyway, we're going to go into my Cardano app. Not sure what I'm in right now. Let's go over to Cardano. I want to answer this question Mr. Lowry asked. Right, here's my Cardano app. Right, I'm going to enter my Cardano app. He's telling me that, let me see if I can find it here. He's telling me that Yori won't let him move his ADA. Why not? Let's see where we are here. I'm not sure which is which here. Let me try this one. I think this is the latest one I'm working with, right? Dashboard. Okay, yeah. All right. So here is this piece of software right here, Yori, is reading my wallet from my device. It takes it queries the wallet, and then the public key is exported, right? Now he's like telling me that he can't withdraw. That's kind of weird. So if you click withdraw, when withdrawing rewards, you also have the option of deregistering the staking key, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Keep it registered. I don't know. Am I staking? I don't know. Error while generating rewards addresses. Oh, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Oh, I'm trying to withdraw from the rewards. Okay. So here's send, right? You got to put an ADA address in there, right? And an amount, and then click next. And it should work. But I need somewhere to send the ADA, right? So let's, all right. I'm going to go ahead and log into my Binance US account because Binance US supports ADA. So we'll just move a little to the ADA. Whoops, let's go over here. Binance US. All right. Notice I've got my browser on magnify so you guys can see it, even though I'm using my 4K res on my monitor. Let's do this. All right, so we're in. Let's go to wallet. Whoops. Let's go to ADA. All right. All right, there it is. Let's do deposit, right? I'm going to move some ADA from my Yori wallet. Now, I could just as easily be using Daedalus or ADA Lite, another website that can interface with my ledger. But here's that Cardano address. I think I may know what's going on here. This is a legacy Cardano address. The older Cardano addresses, this is a Shelley-based address, right? But the Byron addresses start with ADD1, I believe, right? If I do a receive, see, they go ADDR1, right? Those are the Shelley-based addresses, right? So Binance US is only supporting the older style address. Don't try this BEP2. That's not what you want. Be very careful with that. That's like a BNB address. Don't do that, right? We want the regular old Cardano address, but they don't have the newer format. So that might be why Yori doesn't like it. Let's see what happens. So we're going to put that in there. Let's just do 100. Right, so we're not going to do too much. Right? We'll hit next. And what's going to happen is, because this is a ledger-based wallet, it's going to ask me to sign the transaction with my private key. Right? A lot of people have asked me, how do I enter my private key? You don't enter your private key. Your private key is stored on the device, and then you sign it with the private key by using the buttons, right? So you never actually see the private key. It is stored on the device. It's like a huge, long 256-bit number, right? Digit number or whatever. Wouldn't make any sense to you even if you saw it. All right. All right, so let's hit next and see what happens. All right. Okay, send using Ledger is what I want to do. I should make sure your Ledger is connected to your computer. Yes. Okay. Okay, there. All right, there it says start new transaction, right? So I'm going to hit both buttons. All right, it wants to know if I'm willing to send 100 ADA. I'll say yes. I'll hit both buttons. There's the address. Now here I need to scroll through the address till I get to the end of it, 3 of 3. Then I hit both buttons. All right, and then there's the transaction fee. I need to hit both buttons again, and confirm both buttons again. Right? So there is a little dance that you have to do to get these transactions to go through from your ledger. You may be looking at your ledger and the ledger is waiting for you, and you don't understand that you're either supposed to hit both buttons or scroll through that address and then hit both buttons. It's a little confusing. Takes a little practice, right? But we did it. We sent some ADA, right? Now, if you guys want to, okay, there it is. It's low confirmation, right? It just went out onto the ADA blockchain, right? But if you want to send me some ADA, you're welcome. I'm going to do receive here. And, oh, you may not be able to send me this ADA address. Let's find, maybe you won't. Let's find out. All right, I'm just going to copy that address into my clipboard. And I'm going to paste it up here. I hope the SEC and the powers that be and Mr. Joe, Uncle Joe Biden don't get mad at me for like putting my ADA address. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's got a gun to your head. But you were saying you wanted to try to send some ADA and you wanted to send me some. So, okay, fine. Okay, so boom. Try that out. See if it works. I don't know. And then we can sort of monitor the other end of that ADA transaction over here. And we'll see if we get ADA coming in. Oh, we can go to deposit and withdrawal history. We can go to deposit and crypto. And I don't see any ADA right away. Usually you see other ones coming in pretty quick. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, right? But according to our Yori wallet, we're still low on the blockchain transaction, right? So we got that. All right. All right, first of all, I want to buy some cryptocurrency for those of you who might be new here, so that you can get a feel for buying crypto and then transferring it to your device, right? I'm going to do Ethereum tonight, if you guys don't mind. Very similar to the way Bitcoin works. And Ethereum is number 2 cryptocurrency, up and coming, has its own kind of idiosyncrasies. But let's go ahead and do it. Let's see. We're going to go to my Ledger Live. And we're going to log into Ledger Live. Now, this is the native interface for the Ledger device, right? just what you saw me do just then was me using this ledger device with a third-party wallet, right? Because ADA is not supported in Ledger Live, right? But Ethereum is. So we're going to use Ledger Live to send some Ethereum into our Ledger-based wallet, right? We're not going to put the Ethereum in here, right? We're just going to move the Ethereum from one address on the blockchain to a different address on the blockchain. Preferably an address that I control, right? And I know I control it based on this device, right? So let's look at our accounts. Let's go to our Ethereum wallet and let's do receive. Now, I have my device connected to my computer and I need to get out of the ADA app. All right, I'm going to continue. I'm sure Ledger would have told me that, right? Now they're asking me to open the Ethereum app. It's a little more device aware than it used to be. I'm going to hit both buttons. Right? This is just the verification of the receiving address. That's all we're doing. Right? We're basically verifying that's the Ethereum address of this particular account or wallet, right? Ledger Live calls them accounts, but they can be thought of as cryptocurrency wallets because they have an address, they have a balance, they have a transaction history, all that good stuff, right? I'm going to copy this into my clipboard. I'm going to make sure that what I see on my computer screen and what I see on my device is a match. This is a failsafe. I'm going to scroll over to the metal with the metal button and then hit approve with both buttons, right? I just verified that address. I copied it into my clipboard, so we're good to go, right? I'm going to run over to Coinbase and I'm going to buy some Ethereum, right? So let's get ourselves logged into our Coinbase account. All right, looks like I'm already in, which is kind of weird. I must have been in earlier and then didn't log out. Usually it logs me out. Anyway, we'll just look at it as a gift. All right, so it says I'm logged in. So we want to buy, we're going to go to buy sell from the home page, right? And instead of Bitcoin, which is their default, let's choose Ethereum. ETH, not Ethereum Classic. ETH, that's the big one. That's the one that's like going crazy, right? Let's buy $100 worth of Ethereum. Woo! Now I can use my bank account or my debit card. I'm going to use the debit card because I know that that will instantly purchase the Ethereum and that I will be able to instantly withdraw it. A lot of people have trouble with Coinbase, with the bank. They use their bank account and then they try to withdraw the coins right away and it won't, and then they get mad and then they call Coinbase and they think they're getting scammed. No. The bank account option, they have to wait for 3 to 5 business days for the bank transfer to clear. Right? That way, and then look, there's my Coinbase fee. Kind of steep, right? But Coinbase is easy to use. Right? Buy now. It's going to authorize this. And remember, I've been using Coinbase for a while, so my limits are probably higher than what you would have just opening the account, right? And also, I have a history of transactions, right? I have I have a pattern, right? A lot of people, they'll open an account, they'll buy a bunch of crypto, they'll try to withdraw it. It looks suspicious, right? I hate to say that, but that's just kind of the way it is. Like you go to the bank and you deposit $5,000 and then you come in the next day and you want it all back. And they might look at you kind of funny. They'd say, oh, I can see here that you just put this money in yesterday. Is there any reason why you're withdrawing the $5,000? I mean, is there something wrong? I mean, it's like just not normal for someone. But for me, you know, I usually will buy the crypto and withdraw it right away. And I've established that as my pattern. Like, I think the normal people will generally just keep their crypto on Coinbase. It's the easiest way to do it, right? But we're going to put it in our own wallet, right? So now we're going to go to send and receive. We're going to send our Ethereum Oh, it's got the Ethereum there because we were in the Ethereum portfolio. We're going to send it all, and I'm going to paste in that Ethereum address of my ledger-based wallet, right? Remember when we did the receive? That's our Ethereum address right there. 2445 at the end, right? There it is. So I'm going to click. I don't need to give myself an optional message. Let's hit continue. It's going to want my two-factor authentication. Okay, it's an irreversible transaction, I know. All right, and here we go. Let's see. All right, let's get the easy stuff out of the way. All right, and that's done. And that's cool. Now, what if, let's see. I don't know. I wanted to do another buy with crypto.com. I wasn't really prepared for this. Yeah, let's do a Bitcoin buy and deposit, right? Just so you guys can see. Let's go to my Bitcoin main, right? And I'm going to do a receive. And it's going to verify on the device. Let's verify it on the device. It's probably going to tell me to get... Oh, it bombed me out of the Ethereum app and asked me to open the Bitcoin app. It does that automatically now. It used to tell you to exit the app, but people were getting confused, I guess, right? There's my Bitcoin address, right? This is one of many, right? The ledger can generate new Bitcoin addresses for each transaction. It doesn't do that for Ethereum, only for Bitcoin, right? I'm going to copy that into my clipboard, even though I really don't need to. Actually, I could do it this. I kind of wanted to show you how it works with a phone-based app. I'm not going to verify because if I verify on the device, that QR code will go away, right? So I just kind of wanted to show you how you transfer crypto from a phone-based app, right? So let's go into our crypto.com app. Just get these out of the way, and then I'll run over to do questions. I just got an alert for something Coinbase. Oh, Coinbase already sent me the Ethereum. That's cool. Let's go over to my accounts down at the bottom. There's some money in crypto.com, but let's go ahead and buy some Bitcoin. Let's hit trade. We'll hit buy, and I'll choose Bitcoin. And I don't want to buy $1,700 worth of Bitcoin, so I can edit that field. I can just tap there and edit this down to 01, 34. Let's do 02, $68 worth of Bitcoin, right? I'll hit buy. I'm going to agree to that fee. By the way, if you're new and you've never, in this $2 fee, right? Just if you're brand new and you don't have a crypto.com account and you're interested, I invite you to use my affiliate link down below. You will get free. Now, what do I want to say? You're going to get 0% fees for the first 30 days when you use your credit or debit card. It's a program that they're running right now, right? So, okay, we just purchased some Bitcoin. And if you use my affiliate link, they'll also give you a bonus if you stake a card, right? You get $25 bonus when you stake a card. It has to be like a indigo purple or higher, right? Let's go over to accounts. Let's consolidate here. I'm going to take that crypto.com coin I got in there. I'm going to sell that for Bitcoin too, just so we'll have the minimum, which I think the minimum now is like 0.03 Bitcoin in order to do a withdrawal, right? That didn't used to be that much, right? 0.03003 Bitcoin used to be like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, maybe even less. Right now, if you see 0.003 Bitcoin is like 100 something, right? But that's their minimum to do a withdrawal. So I combine, and that CRO that I had were bonuses that I got from affiliate stuff, right? And or my cashback when I used my card. right? It's a great company service, right? You're going to generate a lot of CRO rewards when you use your card, when you buy things, when you use crypto pay, when your friends take up your invitation, that kind of stuff. It's great, right? So there we go. We got some Bitcoin. Let's withdraw it. And I believe someone said something about whitelisting. I've already got this address whitelisted. I'm going to transfer, withdraw. Let's try it anyway. Let's do this extra. We're going to add a wallet and see if it likes that wallet, right? Let's add the wallet. This is a whitelist, right? I'm adding a new address. Let's tap that little icon for the QR code. Let's scan the Bitcoin address of my ledger-based wallet. Let's call this one Ledger New, or let's call it Ledger Main, whatever. I believe I've already got one address from Main in here already, so it might reject it. Sometimes it gets kind of squirrely about that. I'm going to tap the top code there, slide back over, and paste, and continue. Hopefully I time that out without it expiring. They're going to send me an email. Don't use that open email link. Just open your email. I had someone that was having problems with that. He tried that open email link, and it was like, can't open your email. And then he like called tech support, and they had him uninstall and reinstall and just do all this crazy stuff. And I was like, just open your email. You don't have to use their link to open your email. It's just a courtesy that goes wrong sometimes, right? Let's go back out and go back in again. It should be there now. There it is, Ledger Main, right? So let's withdraw our BTC. Let's take it all. Let's hit withdraw. Confirm. There is a fee for the withdrawal. There's fees, dudes. Fees. All right. Okay. Crypto.com. Let's slide back over. This is for the first one was the whitelist. The second one was for the actual withdrawal. Didn't get it in time. All right. Let's do that again. All right. And don't freak out when you see red error messages. Okay. There we go. All right. I got that stuff out of the way, right? We got more important things to do tonight, but I wanted to show you guys buy crypto, withdraw to your own wallet, right? That's like, I try to do that once every live stream. Now that I've scanned that QR code, I can make it go away by going back up here, and let's scroll over to approve, hit both buttons, and we're off, right? Now I can, ooh, it stayed there. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. All right, but it goes, this part goes to done, right? And there we go. We'll wait for some Bitcoin to come in. Let's check our Ethereum. Here we go. Did we get some Ethereum coming in? Yes. That's from tonight, January 30th. All is well and good in the neighborhood, right? The next thing I'm going to do is show you guys how to find a little lost crypto. Let me just check to see if there's anybody screaming about something I didn't answer. Do you have any thoughts on Engrave hardware wallet? I've heard of it. I've never used it. Alan, thanks for asking. Mr. David is here. Coinbase app to my Android phone and signed with my Coinbase credentials that I have been using for years. It doesn't work. Do I need to do the KYC? Coinbase app to my Android phone and signed in with my Coinbase credentials that I've been in, but it doesn't work. I don't know if you have two-factor authentication set up on your Coinbase account. I don't know exactly what didn't work when it said, does it say that the password is incorrect? A lot of people, when they see the password is incorrect error message, they think it didn't work. But usually that means you put in the wrong password. I don't mean to sound mean, but it happens to all of us, right? Generally, when it rejects your password, it means you entered the wrong password. you wrote it down at one point, or maybe you changed it at one point, you didn't remember that you changed it, or you're mistyping. Typos, big typos. It's really hard when you're on a small device and you're trying to type a password and you're under pressure and there's sweat rolling down your forehead and there's special characters and everything. Very easy to make a mistake on those. And then if you fail 3 times, it's going to, reset your account. So do you need to do the KYC again? I don't think so. You might just be able to click the little link that says forgot my password. But remember, if you change it on your phone, your Android phone, you're probably going to need to remember that and use it when you log in with your computer. I don't know if you're on your computer tonight. LOL, like what, an empty screen. Okay. Am I a troll or a youper? Oh, that's cruel. I love the UP. I showed you that, right? We went to Marquette over the summer. But I live in the Lower Peninsula. Has anyone gotten a call from Coinbase Security? Probably a scam, right? Hey, CryptoDad, I'm pointing a lot of people your videos on how to get Bitcoin off exchanges such as Cash App and Coinbase and into the hardware wallet. Thank you so much, CryptoDad. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. While we're on the subject of scams, I would like to show you guys something. I had someone in a comment on one of my videos say, he said, where is this? He said, hey, CryptoDad, how do I get the Tron private key out of my ledger? I'm trying to log into this wallet and it wants my key. And my response to him was, don't ever put your mnemonic into a website. He gave me a link to this exchange and or wallet or whatever it's supposed to be. It is a total scam, right? It looks a little bit like Uniswap. It looks a little bit like a decentralized exchange, right? It's got all the components, right? It's got the button up here and down here. But look how sparse it is, right? I don't know what this is over here. Whatever. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, real professional, right? But look what happens when we hit Connect Wallet. They give us a few options, right? Here's the Connect with Tron. Okay, put your private key here, or put your mnemonic here, or put your key store here. Okay. How do I get out of this? It's not even, oh, okay. I just clicked outside the box. But here's the worst one. Use Connect with your hardware wallet. Generally, when you do that, it'll say, time to connect your device. Open the app. You saw me do that with the Yori thing, right? What does this thing do? Put in your 24-word mnemonic. This is a total scam. Don't ever do this. Do not put in your 24-word mnemonic to log into a decentralized exchange and or / wallet or whatever this thing is supposed to be. Do not ever put your 24-word recovery phrase into a web page for any reason. Even if somebody tells you you're going to get rich. Especially if someone tells you you're going to get rich. And if they tell you better hurry, right? Whenever people tell you to hurry, that's a scam, right? Hurry up. If you don't do it right away, all these commercials on TV, act now, all that is just like fluff. Do not let anyone pressure you with crypto. Do not succumb to any. Please don't put your 24-word mnemonics in anywhere, right? But that was, somebody in the comments was like, hey, how do I get that private key out of my ledger so that I can put it into this website for my Tron? I was like, please don't do that. Whatever. Please don't do that. Total scam. Total scam. Okay. All right, let's go down. Someone had put a big question My issue concerns the Ledger Vet wallet. I created the wallet locally on my laptop. However, upon creation, it did not prompt me to make a password for the local wallet. Obviously, I cannot access the Vet to move it off the wallet. I can see it, but I can't move it. How can I gain access to the Vet? I don't know how you did that, Stacy. Vet is one of those coins that is not supported in Ledger Live. So I'm assuming that you used Sync. Is that Vet? Yeah, VE Chain Sync. All right. So basically you need to connect your device. All right. And then you need to, let me turn this camera on over here. All right, so you need to go into the Vet app. All right, enter the Vet app, connect it to your computer. Okay, and now we need to go over here to Wallet and Ledger Nano X. Now, if you did local, you may have created an empty local wallet that has nothing to do with your Ledger. And I don't think that those need passwords. I think you create like a private key and they have you store it somewhere, or a file that is stored somewhere. But if you're using a Ledger, you use the Ledger option over here, and it connects to your Ledger device. Oh, I have a new Ledger, so this is the new Ledger, right? So if I go over here and I look at this wallet, now all you have to do is click Ledger, and then it connects to your Ledger and it creates these wallets, right? But there's no password. The reason they don't need a password is if you decide you want to withdraw it, if we hit transfer and then I put in an address and amount and click send, I will need to sign it outgoing on the device, right? That's the device will say, just like when we did the ADA, it'll ask you to verify the transaction, authorize the transaction, approve, whatever. Every wallet has different terminology, but basically you are cryptographically signing the wallet with your private key to send crypto out, right? So I hope that's helpful to you, but there is no password on this wallet. And when you relaunch the wallet, even without the Ledger attached, you're just going to come to this home screen and you can just click right into it, right? You can just click right into the Ledger and open it up without having the device attached at all, without a password. That's because the Ledger device is your key. It's like your car key. Everyone can see it, but only you can remove it because only you have the Ledger device. So you will, in order to move crypto out, you will need to attach the Ledger device, enter your Ledger PIN, which is basically the password to this wallet, and then sign the outgoing transaction by using the buttons when it asks you to approve the transfer. That's another fail-safe, right? So there's no need to have a password on this wallet, right? All right. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Broaden countries. Wait, there was someone with a really like a whole paragraph question. Oh, here it is. Bernie Knox. Help! I can't get Mac M1 laptop to work / verify with Android Cell to get crypto off Coinbase. Who's of no help? Do I need an iPhone? Get to verify. I bought crypto through Android. Help. Not quite sure what your issue is. Can't get... Wait. Get crypto off Coinbase. To put where? On your Ledger or on your Android? Okay, there's two ways you can... You saw me move Ethereum off of Coinbase into my Ledger, basically. And I'm using a computer. right? I don't know if you're using the Android version laptop. You're moving it from your laptop to your phone. I'm kind of confused. To get crypto off Coinbase, do I need an iPhone to get to verify I bought crypto through Android? Help. What do you bought crypto through Android? I don't quite I really just don't understand the question. Maybe if you were to clarify a little more, but let me just explain. If you have a phone, an Android phone, and a Coinbase account, right? You can download the Coinbase app for your phone, and it gives you access to your Coinbase account. Same Coinbase account we just looked at earlier. Same account, same balance, same everything, right? Same balance, well, almost, close, right? It's the same account, right? So when I look at the Coinbase app on my iPhone and or Android, it has not moved from Coinbase website to Coinbase phone. They're both looking at the same account, right? So I'm not sure if you're confused about moving it from one place to another. It doesn't need to move when you're accessing it through the Coinbase app or the Coinbase website. It's on Coinbase, right? If you're trying to get it off of Coinbase onto your ledger, then I just showed you how to move coins from the Coinbase website to your ledger device. You could do the same thing, right? With if I were to go into the Bitcoin app here, right? And then I would tap into this wallet here, and you see that little paper airplane at the top right? That's the send, right? I could send all, and then I could, not now, I could actually scan the Bitcoin code with the phone. So maybe you're having trouble with the send feature in your Android app. If you're trying to get it off Coinbase and onto your wallet, right? Now, there's another app that you can get for your phone called the Coinbase Wallet, which is different. The Coinbase Wallet is actually a real cryptocurrency wallet where you can store crypto. And you can sort of connect it to your Coinbase account, if I'm not mistaken. But when you move it off of Coinbase into this wallet, then it is in your own wallet and the private key is stored on your phone. And basically, you know, you would do a receive, get the address, maybe email it to yourself or whatever, so that you could get it off Coinbase. Or you could just do this. Okay. You just tap it. Oh, okay. There. I just tap the address in the Coinbase wallet, slide back over to Coinbase, go to the Bitcoin wallet, do a send it all, and then, and then paste it in there. That is the address of my Coinbase wallet, right? And then I can preview that. Send now. I hope everything goes fine there. Once my two-step. All right, well, let's slide back over to Google Authenticator. Tap the code so that it copies into your clipboard. Slide back over to your Coinbase app. Tap paste your code and hit submit. And off it goes. Boom, it's done. ADA is up. Oh, cool. That's good. All right. There, I got it off Coinbase into my Coinbase wallet on my phone. And it should work just as easily on Android. So if you use some kind of funky Android app to buy Bitcoin and now you're trying to move it, I guess you bought it on the Coinbase Android app and now you want to move it to your ledger, I just showed you how to do that. All right. I know so many people here, so many questions. I'm like so far behind. I want to, Jack McConnell, is Digibyte a good investment? I'm not really an investment guy, but I could just briefly tell you that Digibyte is a, let's open a new thing. Digibyte is a cryptocurrency that's been around for a while. Okay, let's just Digibyte. DGB. Been around for a while. It's a little bit down today, but you can look at it on CoinGecko and sort of get an overview for it. Whether or not it's a good investment, I can't really say one way or the other. It's not a scam, I can tell you that. And, you know, generally you go to the chart and you look at its history, pardon me, and you decide whether, let's see, if we want to look at its all-time history, can we do that? Max, right? Here's our max. Okay, January of 2018, it hit its all-time high of 13 cents. A lot of altcoins out there are have not revisited their all-time highs yet. Okay, Bitcoin revisited its all-time high in December and is way above it. Ethereum revisited its all-time high in January recently, right? But Digibyte has not, right? So that might be, you might say to yourself, well, if it revisits its all-time high, then that's a possibility and I could buy some, right? And it might revisit its all-time high, right? There's no guarantee of that. But it has been around for a long time, right? It's been around since like 2017, maybe I think before that too, right? It's a community-based, decentralized cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin, right? It's kind of more of a like a popular, the people's coin or whatever. Scott loves it. So, but you have to make your own investment decisions. But also, we can also look at, there are a lot of coins. Wall Street Bets. What? They have a coin now? Are you kidding me? Wall Street Bets has its own coin? I'm confused. Really? I have no idea what Wall Street Bets is all about. That is a coin? It can't be a coin. It's not a cryptocurrency. Master bet, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to go here. I have no idea what this is all about. Ugh. How can this be like the highest? This is not even a coin. I don't even know what this is. Whatever. All right. Cardano, great coin. A lot of people believe in Cardano. It's, you know, it's got a lot of, you know, science guys behind it, and, you know, has not revisited it's been doing great lately, has not revisited its all-time high. It was like a couple of bucks maybe at some point, right? There are a lot of Litecoin was like 330. Stellar was like $1. Binance Coin is on a all-time high lately, right? Some newcomers on the block like Uniswap, right? Monero has been around a while. Privacy Coin was 400 something bucks, has not revisited its all-time high. There are a lot of coins out there that have not revisited their all-time highs yet. Could, maybe. But there's a lot to be said about new coins versus old coins. Not a lot of money running into the older, or what we might call stale coins, right? Unless they got something going, right? I don't know what's up with Digibyte, but I just wanted to point out that there are other coins out there that have not revisited their all-time highs from 2017 yet. All right, let's go down. I wanted to show you that I don't want to go too far off. What's my 2 cents on benchmark protocol? I'll talk about that since you tipped. So if I have no idea about a coin, I might have heard about it. I generally will go to CoinGecko. Here it is, benchmark protocol. Okay, we look at it's 707 by market cap, so low cap coin. We look at its, you can only buy it on Uniswap, apparently. Chart wise, is there a chart? Let's try the max chart. How long has it been around? November. Okay, so it looks like it came out with gangbusters in November of 2020. Has not revisited its all-time high yet. Might. Right? There were a lot of Uniswap released coins that haven't, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's been listed yet anywhere but Uniswap. So it's technically challenging to get your hands on it, right? You can't just run over to Coinbase and buy it. So if you're interested, you have to keep in mind that you're probably going to have to learn how to use Uniswap and whatever wallet that you're connecting to Uniswap. Usually it's MetaMask. We'll talk about that tonight. But it's technically challenging to get a hold of it, not to mention the fact that you're probably going to be paying pretty high fees on the Ethereum network to trade for this coin. So, you've got some challenges ahead of you if you want to get your hands on this. But it's up high today, right? What can you say? All right. I don't want to talk too much about coins because I'm not like the coin guy. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you very much. Bernie, weren't you the one about the Coinbase thing? Was that you, Bernie, or was that someone else? I just want to get my bearings here. Who was that asked me that? All right, I'm lost. All right. I don't need a legit dude to get back your stolen Bitcoins. Okay. So I'm going to hide some people. Anyone that comes in here and tries to tell you that they know somebody that's going to help you recover your stolen coins is a scammer. Anybody that tells you they're going to help you recover lost coins is a scammer, right? App and VGX. Okay, last coin. VGX, Voyager token. Number 61 by market cap. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. See, I'm giving you opinion about a coin I know nothing about, right? So take it with 2 grains of salt. You can buy it on Binance. You can buy it on Uniswap. Hit BTC. Look at its chart, right? Try to get an idea of its all-time chart there. Okay. January of 2018. Okay, it's been around a while. Was 1184. Nowhere near that now. We have no guarantee that it's going to revisit its all-time high. It's a possibility, but with no guarantee, right? You need to look at the coin's website, decide if they're doing anything. What have you done for me lately kind of a thing. See what projects they're working on, partnerships, their code base. Has it been updated? You can go to their white paper, check it out. Do your research on the company itself, just like any stock you would buy, right? Just do your research. I mean, it's hard to drive that home when people are pumping coins left and right because they're being shorted, right? That's really not a reason to buy a coin, but it's been paying off. So anyway, all right. Anyone that has a question, a burning question, please throw them up. I'll look at them later, but please send me an email. I put my email in the chat window early on, and I put it down in the description below. If I don't get to your question, please email me. Or after the live stream is over, you can put them in the comments. I will try to get to your questions, but there were a couple of things that I wanted to cover tonight. Today, I was looking at cointracker.com, and I noticed that I had set up an Ethereum wallet in there a while back. And I had forgotten about it. And it said, oh, there's like $78. It didn't say, oh. I just saw there was $78 worth of Ethereum in there. And the first thing that hit me was, probably At the time, it was like spare change, right? When Ethereum was like 150, 300 bucks, right? Like point something Ethereum. And but now it's worth $78. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. Where the heck is that wallet? I don't know where that wallet is, right? I looked on my Ledger X. It wasn't on there, right? I did add account. This is a new one. I looked on my previous Ledger X. Couldn't find it. I was like, where in the heck is that Ethereum wallet, right? So I want to kind of give you an idea of the way the private keys on the ledger and how wallets work on the ledger, right? So I'm going to disconnect this guy. What happened was I said, okay, I got to find this dumb thing. It's not dumb. All right. This is an old Ledger Nano S that I use occasionally. Haven't used it in a while. Haven't used Ethereum on it in a while. But I said to myself, that wallet, that Ethereum wallet, is probably based on this guy, right? But I don't even have the Ethereum app on this wallet. How in the heck am I going to access that Ethereum? Did I erase it? No, I did not. Here's what we do. Find this. Got too much stuff here. It's crazy, man. So you think you may have had some Ethereum on this Ledger device, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people are pulling out of these guys that have been in the drawer for 3 years, and they can't run the firmware updates because they're too far behind. So my first thing is that if you've got any Ledger device with any crypto on it at all, don't just put it in the drawer and forget about it. It is a piece of technology. It's a gadget, just like a phone or a computer or whatever. It needs to be updated, or a web browser or an operating system. It needs to be periodically updated. Don't just leave it sitting in the drawer, because you should take it out of the drawer once or twice a year and run it updates. All right. So let's launch Ledger Live. All right. Let's connect the Ledger Nano S. All right. Boop-a-doo. Okay. All right. Let's connect it. All right. This is our Ledger Nano S. We're going to need to enter our PIN. I'll do that. Don't forget your PINs, if at all possible. Have a system, right? Either remember them because you got a good memory, or write them down somewhere in a safe place that you won't forget. Just don't forget your pins. But even if I had forgotten the pin on this, I could still have done a restore from my 24-word recovery phrase. But I know the pin, right? So there we go. Oops. All right. There it is. All right. I'm thinking there's some Ethereum on here, right? But I don't have the Ethereum app on here. So how would I find out? Right. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go to Manager. All right. I'm going to allow Ledger Manager on my device. All right. And I want to install the Ethereum app, right? But it tells me there's not enough room on here. So what am I going to do? I will, let's get rid of the Binance chain. I'm not using that right now. This does not delete the wallet. Well, it does delete the wallet. It does delete the private keys. But why would I delete a private key and lose my crypto I wouldn't. I can delete the key. I can delete the app, which deletes the key. And then I can go back. I deleted the Ethereum app long ago, right? Now I have room to install Ethereum. The Ethereum app had been deleted from the device. The private key for the Ethereum wallet had been deleted from the device. But lo and behold, there's a thing called mathematics. there's a thing called cryptography. And what happens when you have a hardware-based wallet? There is a thing on here called the master private key. Where is that? Am I blind? Okay. I was like, what am I doing here? All right, there's Ethereum. Let's enter the Ethereum app. All right, let's go over to accounts. What did I just do? This thing is acting wonky. All right. All right. All right, we're in the Ethereum app now. It just the device acts weird. It didn't use to, well, Ledger Live did not have the ability to like bomb you out, but it does now. I hope you guys can see this okay. I'm using my higher resolution. Let's hit add account and we'll choose Ethereum, right? What it did when I put that app back on here, it generated an Ethereum wallet, but it used the master private key to do it mathematically in what we call a deterministic fashion, so that every time it creates an Ethereum wallet from scratch, it will create the exact same Ethereum wallet based on the master private key of this device. So let's hit continue. It just doesn't create a random wallet every time you put the app on there. It does the first time, right? Seemingly random, but based on the randomly generated master private key. Oh, looky, 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 looky. It found an Ethereum wallet, a legacy Ethereum wallet of all things, hiding on this device, right? So let's hit, let it finish its thing here. Let's hit, I'm not going to add the empty one. I don't need an empty one. Just want access to this guy. Let's hit add account. Let's hit done. And let's scroll down here, and lo and behold, look at that. $77 worth of Ethereum. Right? The rest of these tokens are worthless. Live Peer. Oh my God, Live Peer. I have no idea what that is. Probably like some ancient 2017 airdrop, right? That was worthless, and now it's worth $6. Pretty crazy, right? But there's the Ethereum now, and I could move it to another wallet if I wanted to. I'll just leave it here. But now there it is, right? So when we delete apps off the device, it deletes the key, but they can easily be regenerated by re-adding the app. Right? The reason I don't care for the Ledger Nano S is because it doesn't hold very many apps, and you have to do that shuffle thing. Delete one, add one, delete one, add one, every time you need to like move, to different crypto. The Ledger Nano X holds like 30 apps. I don't need to mess around with this shuffle business anymore. Right? I think I made my point there. Let's just disconnect that guy. And we're done. I would like to do some I'm getting some emails. That's cool. I know absolutely nothing about crypto or exchanges. One upon a time I bought XRP and Coinbase. Now I hear it's not supported on Coinbase anymore, but I do have a new Ledger Nano S. I believe Coinbase will allow you to withdraw it forever, right? You don't have to worry. You just won't be able to buy anymore on Coinbase. So don't freak out. And yes, you can move your XRP onto your Ledger. Easy peasy, right? Easy. So like I have a Ledger device here, or a Ledger wallet, right? I just hit receive, and then nothing's connected right now, so I can do the shortcut of don't have my device. Get that code, run over to Coinbase, do send receive, go, I guess there's nothing in here. It's like, oh, I'm in, what am I, anyway, let's go to portfolio, let's go to XRP. What, they don't have XRP on here? Oh, here. See, they still have it. I believe they're going to delist it so that you can't buy XRP, but if you have XRP, you can still withdraw it, right? So it's not going to let me send because there's nothing to send. But I would paste in the XRP address of my ledger-based XRP wallet, and click send all or whatever, and click continue and send it over to my ledger. Not a easy. So, but don't worry. It's very rare that a cryptocurrency exchange will simply take your coins, right? They try to avoid that. It's not a good look, right? So they might delist a coin, or they might block you as a US user, but they're always going to allow you to log in and withdraw whatever coins you got on there. Except Binance. I think Binance is telling people now that if they don't withdraw their coins by a certain date, they'll have to talk to the tech support people. They won't be able to just log in and withdraw. But they're still letting you withdraw it. It's just going to take more of you're going to have to talk to a tech support person to get it done. That's Binance. Coinbase is allowing people to withdraw their XRP, as far as I know. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're going to let you withdraw it. That would be a bad look for Coinbase. Like all these, especially now that XRP's pumping, right? People will be like with torches outside. Okay, let me see if I can find any questions that I missed. Right, you can use a VPN or whatever to log into Binance. Someone mentioned that to me last week. I find it kind of strange that Binance is not flagging accounts. Like, I have an account and I log in from my US IP address and it goes, you can't log in. And you can't use, Binance because you're in the US. And then I say, okay, fine. And then the next day I log in with my VPN and they think I'm in Iceland and they don't have any problem with me. Wouldn't they know, based on the login and password, the login of the account, that I'm a US user because I tried to log in using my US address, right? Shouldn't they just tag me as being in a US? I guess that wouldn't work for them either, because someone might be traveling, right? Like pre-COVID, right? I don't know, there's not that many international business travelers anymore. But they might run into a situation where someone's on a business trip in New York and they try to log into their Binance account and Binance says, you're in the US. And then they flag them and then they close their account and the guy goes back to Tokyo and he's like, dude, why'd you close my account? I just happened to be in the US that one time. So I don't know. But apparently, yes. Apparently, if you have a Binance account, you should be able to log in and trade from using a VPN. But you can't verify yourself and get a higher level of account, right? You can only use the most basic type. You're not going to be throwing, tens of thousands of Bitcoin in and out of that Binance account if you're in the US. Because if you can't verify yourself, you can't, you have to present your ID, and if you got a U.S. driver's license and a U.S. passport, they'll reject you. You're not really selling this to me, Dad, Mr. Dad. What am I trying to sell? I'm not a salesperson. I used to be in sales, not anymore. What's happening? Yes, everyone's asking me about coins. Nobody has any wallet issues, right? Okay, so there's money going into crypto on Monday, maybe a WS type thing, who knows? Heard it on Twitter. Any thoughts where you put your spare money? Yeah, I mean, we went on CoinMarketCap and we saw this Wall Street WBS thing. I have no idea what that's all about. I'll have to do some research. And how can it be up so high with it not? How do you buy it? Where do you buy it? There's no market. What is it? Where is it? What is it? I have no idea. I mean, generally, like if you're looking at a normal cryptocurrency, it tells you where to buy it, right? If I'm on Bitcoin, right, you go down to market and it'll tell you where you can buy it, right? This thing has nothing of the sort. It's just like a thing that says it's got this price and this chart going crazy with no indication as to where you buy it. Untracked listing. For more details on the listing tiers, please refer to Listings Review Criterion Section B. I have no idea what this is about. This is the kind of thing that makes me nervous. I wouldn't mess around with this. I'm sure there's guys on YouTube that could tell you all about how to get your hands on this thing, right? But a word to the wise, right? Let's look at our Binance US account. I have a referral link for Binance US, right? And so when someone uses my referral link, I get like a tiny piece of their trades, right? So, and I, because I'm high visibility, I got a lot of people that are used my referral link to set up their account. So I get a lot of crypto dust, right? I get a lot. See all these like coins that are just like below $10? They're basically worthless to me. I can't use them unless you can't trade them or transfer them unless you have more than $10 worth. So they're basically just useless to me. Well, like yesterday or the day before, I noticed, oh my gosh, I have Dogecoin. Dogecoin was my top holding. There, I had $20 worth of Dogecoin yesterday or the day before. Now it's only worth 12, right? I'm not the kind of person that's chasing pumps, right? I do want to show you how to use decentralized finance, right? I'm here to teach you, right? So what we want to do tonight is I want to show you how to set up a Binance Smart Chain based wallet so that you can interact with Binance Smart Chain decentralized exchanges, right? We're not going to get too fancy, right? I'm just going to show you Pancake Swap and a couple of others, or maybe one other that will help you stake and like earn rewards, farm, right? I want to show you guys how to do that if you're, hang with me tonight. That sound like okay? All right. So you can see here that I've got US Tether in my Binance US account, right? I would like to take Rex. I have some old status on my ledger. Someone told me status has changed. Could you tell me if I can get it off my ledger and convert it to something? How, please? Thank you. I really don't know about status. If you don't know where it is on your ledger, I really can't help you. But you could go to ledger.com and search for crypto assets and do status. I don't see it here. STATIS. STATI. I don't see that it's supported on Ledger Live. So I don't even know if are you sure it's even on your ledger? Too many. You can't even find it on CoinGecko. I don't know what it is. If it's an ERC20 token, then it should be in your Ethereum wallet. But I don't know. I don't know anything about this coin. So I can't really help you with it. Sorry. Let's get back to where we were. All right. Where were we? Here. All right. So we're going to go over here to my Google Chrome browser. And I'm going to launch my MetaMask wallet. All right. This is what you normally will notice when you launch MetaMask, right? It'll up at the top here, it will say Ethereum network, right? And you can move some Ethereum into this wallet. You can even connect your Ledger device to MetaMask and sort of access your Ledger-based wallet through MetaMask, but only the Ethereum part of it. I don't care for that too much because every now and then when you go to sign transactions or whatever, it'll bomb out or whatever. I prefer to just use MetaMask clean, but that's just me. But anyway, you could do that if you wanted to. But we're just gonna like take it as just a blank slate, right? You could put some Ethereum in here and trade on Uniswap if you wanted to, all right? With high fees and long wait times, right? I'm going to show you something else. The reason I'm showing you this other thing, this Binance Smart Chain, is because it's so much faster and the fees are so much lower, and people are starting to wake up to it. So if you want to do something that's solid and get involved in a solid area, DeFi, without the overload that people are experiencing on the Ethereum network, there are solutions like second tier stuff or whatever. But Binance Smart Chain is a very fast and cheap way to get involved in the DeFi space without spending 50 to 100 bucks per trade on gas fees, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing you need to do is set up the Binance Smart Chain network in your MetaMask, right? So let's do Binance Smart Chain MetaMask. All right, this is a great doc here that'll show you how to do it. I'm going to paste that in there so you guys can check it out. I believe that I've got that in the description down below as well. If you scroll down here, I've got these guides. I'm not sure. Binance Smart Chain, maybe I don't. Right here, how to use Pancake Swap to yield farm and earn cake tokens. That shows you how to get this wallet set up. I just did a video the other day, bless you, how to configure MetaMask for Binance Smart Chain. Highly recommend that one. I just did that the other day. Okay, lose my audience. I can lose you too, Robert. Yeah, you get a thick skin being a YouTuber. I used to get really like bent out of shape and butt hurt when people made comments like, "Oh, you're stupid," you know, but now I don't care. Yeah. Okay, so MetaMask. All right, so this guide that I just pasted there and that video that I just pasted will show you how to put these settings into your MetaMask wallet, right? So we go over to MetaMask, right? And you're going to click on this icon up here and go down to settings, right? And in your settings, you'll go to networks, and then you're going to add a new network, right? And you're going to use those settings there. That RPC URL, that chain ID. Oh, they got here chain 6197. If 97 doesn't work for you. Oh, that's testnet. Pardon me. Don't do testnet. 56, BNB, and BSC. I'll show you right here. Right? You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Binance Smart Chain Mainnet. You can call it Puddin or Pancake or whatever you want to call it. That's your choice. Right? The RPC URL, they have a link to them right here. Right? They got a bunch of them. Right? The video shows you how to do it. All right, so we got settings, we got our network, and we've named it Binance Smart Chain. We're good to go. Now, this empty Ethereum wallet, we can shift from Ethereum over to Binance Smart Chain. And there we go. Now it's a BNB based wallet, Binance Smart Chain. But we need Binance Smart Chain, Binance BNB in here, not regular BNB. Right? I have a Binance Smart Chain address here, but I cannot withdraw BNB from Binance US to a Binance Smart Chain address. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. All right, so the first thing we'll do is let's trade this US Tether for BNB. Let's go to trade. Let's go BNB to US Tether. And let's do a market. Let's do buy BNB with 100% of our tether. All right, we'll hit buy BNB. All right, I'm going to have to shave that down slightly. There we go. We got our market order go through. Now when we go to wallet, we've got BNB coin. All right, now we got BNB coin, but we need to get it into our Binance Smart Chain wallet. So I'm going to use like an intermediary. I'm going to use the Binance Chain wallet, which is an extension that you can get for Chrome or Brave, which allows you to convert your BNB coin. There we go. We need to switch this over to our Binance regular network, right? Because we're going to withdraw our BNB coin from Binance US to this wallet. All right, so I'm going to do a copy. Let's do this. Just want to take a look at it. Yeah, that's it. It's a familiar address to me. All right, let's go back over to Binance US and withdraw to that. Notice I have to withdraw to a BEP2. I can't do a smart chain. That's BEP20. Let's paste this in there. I don't need the memo when I'm withdrawing to my own wallet. Let's max it out. Actually, I'm gonna leave some Binance coin in here. Let's just do 12. We'll hit submit. Oh, all right. No dots. Okay. All right. Now I need my Google off. Google off for Binance US. All right. They're going to send me an email. I'm going to need to... confirm my withdrawal of 12 BNB, and it's off. Binance US will generally is pretty quick about withdrawing BNB, much quicker than Bitcoin, all that other stuff. Let's go back over here. And if you're worried, you're like, well, did it take? Did it not take? How do I know? You can go over to your cryptocurrency. Go to withdrawal history. Go to withdraw and choose crypto. And we can see that they're processing out that BNB withdrawal. Should be short. Shouldn't take too long. Let's go back over here. And we'll wait just for not too long. You can switch back and forth. I'm not going to do that right now. Just wait. Of course, they may be having trouble with withdrawals tonight. Who knows? There it is. Okay. So we got our 12 BNB in this Binance chain wallet, right? Now I want to send it into my MetaMask wallet that is set up for Binance Smart Chain. This is a Binance Smart Chain wallet. I can click here to copy the address into my clipboard. We're going to flip back over to this Binance Chain wallet, and I'm going to send it to that Binance Chain address. Notice that this little wallet knows that I'm transferring it to the Binance Smart Chain. I don't need the memo. We'll just do 12. We'll hit send. Let me see, I got everything right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? From Binance Chain Network to Binance Smart Chain Network. We'll hit send. Success. All right, let's go over here. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, right? Doing this live. 500 bucks. Should show up shortly. There it is. Okay. Now we've funded the wallet, right? So what did I do? I went on to Binance US. I used my debit card, credit card, bank account, my transfer, wire, whatever I did to fund my Binance US account. I purchased some BNB, right? And I transferred the BNB out of Binance US into my Binance Chain extension, which allows me to convert. If I had a regular Binance account, I could withdraw it directly from Binance, but Binance allows you to withdraw to the different chains, but Binance US does not. We're in the US. I'm going to show you how to do it in the US. We got our wallet funded. Now, for the fun stuff, right? Let's go over to Pancake Swap. All right. I'll put this in the I have a video on how to do Pancake Swap. And if you don't believe me about this, it's got 16,000 views. And it's a very watched video because a lot of people want to know how to do this. Spammers, yay. Okay. All right, so this is a thing, man. I mean, this is where the new technology is. This is what you need to know. All right, this is using a different wallet, right? I want to switch to that wallet that I just funded, right? So let's go to MetaMask. Now, notice up here, it gives me the option of connecting using the Binance Smart Chain staking wallet that we just funded, as opposed to the other wallet I was using before. Pooies. Sorry. Did I do it? No, I didn't. Come on. Let's refresh it again. Oh, okay. Screwed something up. Let's hit that. There we go. Connect. All right, so let's hit connect. There we go. Now we got, and I went out of focus. Poor me. Out of focus. There we go. So we have successfully connected our MetaMask wallet to the Pancake Swap. Pancake Swap is very similar to Uniswap, but it's based on the Binance Smart Chain. So we've got it funded, right? We got BNB. So what are we going to do? Well, first of all, let's buy some cake, right? I'm going to need to get my price chart over here so that I can kind of get an idea. I want to buy 100 bucks worth of cake, I think. Let's buy. Okay, we'll start with 100 bucks worth of cake. So here, that's 2.2 BNB. We'll do 2.3, whatever. Let's pull down and let's go to cake. There's cake. Cake is what drives the Pancake Swap, right? So, I don't know. We got 12. Let's just buy 3. Yeah, let's buy 3. That gets me 82 cake. We'll hit swap, right? We'll confirm that swap, and I'll sign it with my MetaMask wallet. Whoops. Well, that's kind of weird. Looks weird. Maybe somebody hacked my wallet. I don't know. All right, we'll give it a minute, and boom. It's done, right? Now I have 82 cake. Now, that's all well and good. Let's put that BNB and that cake, some of the BNB, into a liquidity pool. So we're going to go over here to liquidity, right? And I'm going to add some liquidity. Let's select cake. And let's just go ahead and put the max cake in there. We have to put an equal amount of cake and BNB into this liquidity pool. We'll hit approve cake. I'm going to allow Pancake. A lot of people freak out about this. They say, oh, this says they can withdraw cake from your wallet at any time. It sort of says that. What happened? Did it work? Confirm. It sort of says that. I think what it is really giving the app permission to actually manipulate the token from within MetaMask or within the website. It's not saying, hey, give us total control of your wallet. It's saying, allow the website to interact with the wallet. Give us access to your wallet when you want to screw around with cake. All right, now that I've approved cake, I'm going to supply it to the liquidity pool. Let's hit confirm here. I'm going to need to sign that with my MetaMask wallet. Oh, I know why it looks all weird. Is because I've got the browser magnified. So it's like not fitting on there right. Maybe we could switch over to, well, let's see what happens here. All right, there, it confirmed. All right, so now I'm providing liquidity. Now, I added an equal amount of 2 different tokens. So when people go on PancakeSwap to trade for cake with BNB, then I'm in that liquidity pool. I will get a piece of those trading fees, right? Now, this is not without its risks. If one of the coins goes crazy up or crazy down, then I could suffer what's called impermanent loss. So you want to kind of do your research on this. I tend to sort of stake more than I do liquidity pools, but there's a lot of cool things you can do with liquidity pools. In fact, why don't I, now that I've got this liquidity pool separate, I'm going to go ahead and buy a little more cake and kind of show you something else that you can do. Let's see, I got about 6 left. Let's buy 55 cake just for laughs. I'm sorry, let's go back to the exchange. Let's buy 3 cake. Cake. Notice it says I have 0 cake right now. The reason I have 0 cake right now is because the cake that I had is now in the liquidity pool. I deposited it in the liquidity pool. So as far as this wallet is concerned, I don't have cake anymore. All right. Here's, now I have 82 cake. Oh, I still got to swap. So 3 BNB will give me 82 cake. Let's confirm that. Let's sign it. And that should be good. And then we'll have like 3 BNB left, a little less than 3 BNB left. And some cake. There it goes. See how fast it is? See how low the fees are? Easy peasy. Now I'm going to show you how to farm. Let's go over to the farms. There are a lot of ways that we can farm, right? But here I'm going to take my cake-BNB LP, which means liquidity pool. I have the liquidity pool tokens in exchange for the BNB and the cake that I deposited in the liquidity pool. I can stake those and earn more, right? So I'm going to approve the contract. I'm going to sign that with my MetaMask wallet. Come on. It's not letting me click this thing. Okay, let's try. Click before. Huh, okay. Can I reject it? Ugh, Lord in heaven. Okay, let's do that. There it goes. I want to keep my browser blown up so you guys can see it. All right, and still run my 4K monitor. All right, there we go. I approved it. Let's stake the liquidity pool token. Come on, where is it? Oh, wait, it wasn't quite done yet. Okay. Well, come on, where is it? All right, let's go back over here. I thought I had done this right. Okay. I have 14 cake BNBs. Let's go back over to farm. What? Didn't I just approve this already? Did I not approve it? Okay. Huh. Okay. It's not working. Oh, this is giving you guys a lot of confidence in this, isn't it? Cake BNB LP. It's just not living up to its promise. Okay. That's weird. I swear this thing works. Should work. Huh. Okay. Okay. This stuff always happens to me when I'm live. Okay. Why do I only have 1.5 cake in the wallet? I'm just like losing money left and right. I thought I just bought some cake. It's wonking out on me here. It's not giving you much confidence in it, right? I should have like 82 cake in here. Maybe they're bogged down now. Okay, I have 82 cake. All right, and I have liquidity pool tokens. Right there. I got 14 liquidity pool, but for some reason when I go over here to farm, it's not seeing them. I don't know why. It's like stake LP. All right, doesn't see him. All right. That's okay, because I'm gonna show. I wanted to kind of demo how that worked, right? Once I stake the liquidity pool token in here, I would earn cake, right? But there are better ways than Pancake Swap to stake your cake, if you can believe that, right? If we go over to Bunny, all right, we're going to want to connect to that wallet. $41C. Right? Which has cake and liquidity pool tokens in it, right? Let's go down here to our Cake BNB Flip Cake Maximizer. Let's click that. Does it see my yes, it sees them. Yay cake, yay bunny, right? I can approve that. I'm going to allow them permission to my life. I'm basically allowing Bunny to interact with my LP tokens. Cake. All right? And there we go. Now, now I can deposit, right? So we'll hit deposit. Oh, it's not quite done yet. This always works from home when I don't have company. Ugh, seriously. Is it just me tonight? Let's try that again. Okay, deposit. What is going on tonight? Oh, it sees it. Oh, first I have to tell it how much. Okay, I get it. All right, I'm going to deposit all of it. Then I'll hit the deposit button. Then I'll sign it. All right, now that I've deposited it, now the reason I like Bunny is because Bunny will give you the dollar value of everything that you've got staked on their platform. So notice there. So the Cake BNB liquidity pool token, there's 14 of them. That's worth $272, and it will earn me Cake and Bunny. It compounds it. Right? Now, you're going to get a withdrawal fee if you withdraw before 3 days, right? So you got to leave it in there for 72 hours in order to withdraw it with no fees. You can withdraw it. You just have to charge that. It's that 0.5%, which is not that much. Some people might think it is, but I don't, right? But better to just leave it in there for at least 3 days, and then you can withdraw it. But why withdraw it when you can just let it compound in there, right? That's the idea. You just have to keep an eye on the price of BNB and Cake. If one of them goes to zero, then you're going to be screwed. But if all things being equal, you're compounding your holdings, right? Let me show you one more. I'm going to show you the Cake, the auto Cake compounding. I'll hit this one. Now I have Cake. They see my 82 Cake, right? I can put my Cake in there and then approve. All right, we'll approve Cake. Right. I don't know why I got to do that twice, but I do. And I don't know if you noticed, but the fees that they're charging me for this in BNB are very small. They're like 4 to 8 cents each. Although there are a few, sometimes when you approve a coin, it'll be kind of expensive, like around $1, right? Just to get in the game, right? Now I can deposit the max here. We'll hit deposit. I'm going to sign that. All right. And this will auto compound, which means that as I'm earning Cake, they're going to keep automatically redepositing it for me and giving me a higher rate than when I do it in over on Pancake Swap. Like I can pool Cake too, but they're only paying 150% APR, whereas over in Bunny I can take the exact same Cake and get a higher return. What was that? 370 APR. That's 370 per year, right? If all things being equal, right? Over the course of a year, I would earn 370%. But that's the same as a bank too. Like a bank, when a bank gives you interest, it's usually like APR. It's like yearly interest, right? So if it's 1%, it's going to take you a whole year to get that 1% return in your savings account. It's not any different than the regular financial system, although it just gives you a lot better return on your money than a bank. Hands down, 370%. Some of these farms and pools are paying thousands of percent, but those are a little more risky, right? They're kind of fly-by-night. You'll get that 1,000% for maybe a couple of days or whatever before you, it goes back down to a reasonable amount. No, I 50/50 aspire to grow ETH BTC assets, but I have XRP on balance sheet. My view is hold XRP, all other kinds. I will rise, convert BTC. That IT, it's me, LOL. Okay. I thought you were talking about something I was doing. What do you think of the XRP pump on the first? It's crazy, but like I said, I showed you my Doge coin. It's half of what it was yesterday. So I wouldn't put all my faith in that XRP pump. And if you remember, the Elon Musk tweet pump on BTC lasted less than a day, right? Now, there are people out there shorting BTC. So pumping BTC might have the same effect as the GameStop thing, right? Or pumping silver. But pumping into worthless coins in crypto isn't really doing much. I think the idea there is it's kind of a fly by the seat of your pants. You wake up, you sit, you hunch in front of your terminal, in your Reddit terminal, and as soon as someone says, hey, we're all going to buy Doge, you jump in, right? You don't jump into Doge after it's already pumped 400%, right? It's too late then, right? So if you're the kind of person that wants to hunch over your terminal all day to catch those waves, more power to you. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to work that way. I like to spend time with my family, buy reasonable coins, put them into these, periodically take a look at them, make sure everything's okay. But this cake thing right here, I can set and forget the cake pool, right? Because it doesn't suffer from impermanent loss. It's a single coin, all right? So I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, a lot of good stuff going on the Binance Smart Chain, right? A lot of crazy. Another thing I'll point out on the Binance Smart Chain is these IFOs, right? They host these. They're like IPOs or ICOs, initial coin offerings or whatever. They're not that difficult to get into. They're timed, right? When they open, you usually only have like maybe less than an hour to jump in and grab some, but it's not that difficult to do. They tell you exactly when they're going to open up. You just have to deposit some cake. I believe it's cake or some liquidity pool tokens. I think it's just cake. I don't remember. Well, it's right here. Okay, buy some cake and BNB. Get your cake BNB LP tokens. During the sale, while the sale is live, commit your cake LP tokens to buy the IFO. So in other words, you just get your cake in the liquidity pool, cake BNB liquidity pool token, and just wait on the sidelines until the IPO starts, and you can use those LP tokens to buy these new ones. And they come out with new ones fairly regularly, right? But do your research, of course, right? You can. What's up? You want something? No. Okay, buddy. I heard someone squeaking behind me. Little boy. Check out their project site. But this is a good way to get in. And there's just so much going on. It's just, I can't even begin to explain. When did I used to go from 6:30 to 8:30. Oh, okay, I've been on 2 hours. All right. My strategy looks boring, but it works. Hey, don't knock yourself if you think your strategy is boring. If your strategy is buy and hold Bitcoin, more power to you. I'm on there. I'm on that train too. Buy and hold Bitcoin, baby. Buy and hold Ethereum. Buy and hold ADA, right? There's a lot of coins that I'm buying and holding. But I also have a small percentage of my crypto investments that I'm willing to try to get to work for me, right? You can stake ADA. There's really no ways to stake Bitcoin and Ethereum without doing it kind of in a centralized way. I got to talk to this driver. Wow, great job, John. Thank you. Period. Have a good night and a safe trip home. Yeah. We don't have any runs on the weekends, but the senior partner needed someone to go pick up caviar and steak dinner. That's pretty cool, right? The driver, we charge a lot for those weekend runs, so the driver did very well. I don't know, it's like a couple 500, not 500. Well, he made a few $100 just driving to Beverly Hills and then Thousand Oaks. For those of you who are in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about, right? We're doing, our delivery business is doing booming business, picking up food for the senior partners, or like dropping boxes off for the senior partners, or delivering cases of water. People are working from home. I mean, there's a lot that sucks about COVID and lockdowns in 2020 in general, but there have been some good things coming from it, right? People are starting to be able to work from home and be more flexible. So, you know, look at the bright side of stuff, right? Investing in stocks and interested in crypto, where do I start? Got any advice? Nicholas, my advice to you, if you're just getting started, is to open a Coinbase account. Easy peasy. I'm not sure where you're at. If you're in the US, you should be able to open a Coinbase account and buy a little Bitcoin and just hold it on Coinbase. You don't need to get all, you don't have to jump in with both feet and learn everything about cryptos and wallets and all that stuff. But just buy a little Bitcoin and hold it in your Coinbase account. If you're just getting started, right? After you've done that, the next step would be to learn how to put it into your own wallet, the way I show you on the live stream here. And then after you've got that down, you know, learn how to transfer it back and forth to different wallets, different accounts. Learn to move your crypto around, right? You saw me do some movement, right? Like a 3 or 4 step process to get that wallet funded tonight, right? That's not for the faint of heart, right? But I moved it from a US-based exchange over to the Binance Smart Chain so that now I can participate in the DeFi revolution, right? A lot of new coins being released on the Binance Smart Chain, a lot of third-party sites out there that are allowing you to earn money on the coins that you own. Just a lot of stuff going on here. This page here kind of shows all the new yield farms that are debuting on the Binance Smart Chain. I don't know if there's any way to, here, I'll paste this in here. I don't know if there's any way to sort these by market cap. Oh, we can do this one. If I can find it. DeFi Station is an aggregator that will show you the top. Whoops. Screwed that one up. Okay. DeFi Station is an aggregator that can show you where to find the hottest trading, DeFi trading. They have different ones. Venus is lending. You've got Pancake Swap, which I showed you, number 2, on spot trading. You've got Earn, Beefy Finance. I haven't figured out Beefy Finance yet, but that's up there. We've got Cream Finance, a lending platform, earning platforms, spot trading, Bakery Swap, Fry World. There's just so much going on the Binance Smart Chain. If you've got a little adventure in your heart, I just get involved. It's good for the soul to learn how to move these cryptos around. Don't be too stressed out when you do it. That's how you make mistakes. So stay calm, have a nice glass of wine, cup of coffee, Joe, cup of juice, whatever. Just stay calm and follow, check out my videos step by step. Show you. Can I invest anywhere from 1 cent to as much money as I want in crypto? Or is there a minimum amount that differs per cryptocurrency? If you're getting started and you're on Coinbase, I think there's probably a minimum purchase, like, I don't know, $20. I don't know that you could want to buy a penny's worth of any crypto, but Coinbase doesn't have all the cryptos out there, right? Coinbase is, it's a beginner's place, It's fairly limited, and there's only about, I don't know, 15 or so cryptocurrencies that you can buy, right? But the major ones are there. And then another good place for a beginner is crypto.com. Easy. Get yourself a crypto.com account. Fund it. Connect it to your debit card, credit card. Make easy purchases. They'll give you 30 days with no fees to buy crypto, but there are minimums. I think it's like $20 minimum, right? So crypto.com and Coinbase are two easy ways to get started in crypto, and they have the major coins that you might be after, right? Don't try to get fancy, right? You've got other cryptocurrency exchanges. You've got Gemini, Kraken, Bittrex, Binance US. I was on Binance US earlier. If you're in Europe or Asia, then maybe check into Binance proper. They have a lot of coins, but it is a little complicated to use. You don't want to mess around. It's probably better to start with the easier ones like crypto.com or Binance US is pretty basic and easy to understand. And then and Coinbase, of course. And if you're you want a little more, maybe Coinbase Pro. If you have a Coinbase account, you can log into Coinbase Pro with the same credentials. Right? A little more complicated, a little more geared towards the professional kind of trader type person. So this Binance Crypto Coinbase. You would use your Coinbase Google code. Yeah, see, I'm basically just logging into Coinbase there, and that takes me to the Coinbase Pro website. So you might want to, if you're more the trader pro, go with the Coinbase Pro, right? But like I said, if you're just getting started in crypto, I'd start at Coinbase. Maybe buy yourself a little Bitcoin if that's what you want, right? Do your own research. Be prepared mentally to lose everything, right? It's the only attitude. I'm not saying you will lose everything, but that's the only attitude that's gonna help you weather the volatility. It's very high volatility. You could buy $100 worth of Bitcoin on a Friday, and then on Sunday it's only worth 40, right? Be prepared for that. Be in it for the long run, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion. If you want to get involved in crypto, you ask me, I'm telling you this is probably your best bet, Coinbase. I was sad to hear about the fee to transfer your crypto to cold wallet. For some exchanges, a rather heavy fee. No one talks about it. There are fees to transfer crypto from one place to another. It's built in. Bitcoin is decentralized. It is created by miners who run complicated machines that solve math problems and process transactions. The only way that ecosystem works is that if the miners make some fees off those transactions. It is built that way. So nothing is free in this world. So you're going to have to expect to pay some fees when you move your crypto from one place to another, either on the blockchain or on an exchange. The exchange basically absorbs the blockchain cost and charges you a little fee, right? Because they're getting charged when they move things around on the blockchain, right? It's the way the system was designed. The idea is that they're minimal compared to like the 3% charge you get using your credit card. You may not realize that, or notice it, but merchants are charged 3-4% to process credit card transactions. And so they recoup those costs by raising the prices of the merchandise that you buy. So there are hidden fees in almost everything that you buy because of the way the financial system works, because the credit card companies charge high percentage fees on transactions. you're already paying high transaction fees when you buy an apple at the grocery store. You just don't realize it because it's built into the system, right? So of course, yes, you are going to incur fees when you move your crypto from one place to another, especially on the Ethereum blockchain. Even transfers of Ethereum are high. That's why I showed you how to use the Binance Smart Chain, to avoid those fees. Anyway, it's been a great night. I hope I didn't lose too many of you when I was showing you some advanced stuff. I did the, the whole buy the Bitcoin, move it to your wallet thing. We talked about finding old wallets on your Ledger device, which I thought was kind of fun. I showed you how to set up the Binance Smart Chain network in your MetaMask so that you could create a Binance Smart Chain wallet, funded the wallet. We went on some DeFi sites, traded a little bit, added some liquidity to the liquidity pools, and then learned to earn a little bit on those. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I will be back next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my very best to get them answered. If I didn't get to your question tonight, please either put it down in the comments or shoot me an email. I'm getting a little overloaded lately, but I will do my best. So hope to see you again next week. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell down there that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me tonight, and hope to see you again soon. Same bat time. I try